We could just talk about what we talked about yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
More feet
No.
tiles.
Ugh.
Ugh. No.
When in doubt,
When in doubt,
if nothing else comes up, we
just
can.
gross everyone out. That's what it'll do.
Yeah. Like listening to this.
You thought you were funny? Aha!
Just
You get nothing.
nothing.
Alright, hello, welcome to Ben's OP Games, recorded live at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, twitch.tv/TheGameFanatics, every Sunday. Fun day. And today, like some days, I'm joined by Logan.
Someday, Sunday, fun days.
Sunday, fun day, dun day. What's going to happen when football comes back?
Football. I don't know.
Hmm.
We'll make
Hmm.
we'll,
I just realized that.
that. Nah, it'll just be off to the side. We won't have to worry about it.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be a big deal because Sunday night games at this point almost over anyway.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
fine.
I
It'll
always
be
forget
fine.
what time anything is because the Sunday game starts at like 5 or 6.
Mm, like 7, 6, depending.
Oh, I was thinking my time.
Yeah, at that time it would be your
Time is the
time.
worst.
Yep,
Anyway,
time
this
for you.
this weekday is not sponsored by Time. We're gonna be talking about, speaking of time, in the first half of the year, a lot of great games have come out. Well, a lot might be pushing it. Some great games have come out,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
wanna. It's been somewhat of a tradition to do the best games of the year so far, and kind of take a look back at the big hitters, the misses, and whatnot throughout the year of our Lord 2019. I'm playing,
Who's the Lord?
I don't know. I'm
Lord
playing
2019.
Lightning Returns, like I threatened.
That that's not a 2019 game.
It's not, but there's a lot of religious,
My gosh.
like, shit going on, and gods.
Okay.
Like, you're sent as the savior, basically, to save people before the world ends.
What?
And then there's these other cult people worshiping this other
It's
god.
really changed since 13.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a lot going on, and then I played 13 and 13 too, and I'd
yeah.
forgotten 13-2 had time travel-y kind of stuff.
Right, right.
There's a lot going on, and you know what?
Ah.
It's too much. It's too much. Fun game though. Fun game.
Well, yeah. I think it's on backwards compatibility for Xbox, so
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
what are you playing on PC?
On PC, yeah.
Ah, all right. I always forget those are on there.
Yeah. So let's start off with the background image I chose for this episode. Resident Evil 2. I know you want to play Resident Evil 2. When will this happen?
What are you talking about? Me?
Yes.
I've played Resident Evil 2.
When did that? Oh, didn't we have this discussion already?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. I remember it now.
Yeah,
Ah,
no, I've played it, and that was the first game I put on my list too. So
well,
Resident Evil 2
it came
doesn't
out
matter.
so
We've
early in the
played
year.
it. Yeah,
It's funny I forgot twice that you played this game,
yeah.
but I remembered it this time after I said it.
Okay,
It kind of
okay.
counts.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah. No. No, Resident Evil 2, I'd say we're pretty big Resident Evil fans. You're bigger,
Sure.
a little bit bigger than me. And Resident Evil 2, ever since a kid, as a child, Resident Evil 2 was my favorite Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil game that I've played, and yours being 4.
Yeah.
So having to remake be announced and like come out and experience this beautiful game and like playing through it all again, it's an amazing game. Definitely in my top 5 of the year so far. I don't even think I've played 5 games this year so far.
Oh my god.
So it definitely is in my list. Yeah, big fan of it. Really excited for what they do with Resident Evil remakes going forward. I hope to see 3, maybe a Code Veronica as well. But yeah, big props, must play, highly recommend. Plus all the free DLC and everything.
Yeah, did you play the DLC? Because I never got around to it.
I only did what do they call the survivor stories or survivor missions or whatever they're
Something like
called?
that, yeah.
You like play as three different characters. I only did a couple of them. They're tough. They kick your ass
I wasn't a
quickly.
big yeah, I wasn't a big fan of like that the whatever survivor with Hunk that you unlock at the end. That kind
Oh,
of
right, right.
hardcore, this is really difficult and it's 5 minutes to do it kind of a mission.
Yeah.
That's not what I want from a Resident Evil bonus mode, I guess, for lack of a better term. But like you
Well,
said,
that too. So,
yeah, the main game is so solid. I think I played through it 3 times. Yeah,
you kind of have to.
you kind of have to, but I didn't have to do the third time.
Yeah, you're right.
Didn't have
That's
to do
fair.
that. But it
You
is
have
so
to play it
fun.
at least twice. Yeah.
Yeah, at least twice to see it all, and such a faithful recreation of what it was, and it still has that same feel of that older Resident Evils that we don't really get in 4, because I did just recently play through most of 4. It's
Mm.
not a scary game. This game is actually suspenseful, and
Oh
things
yeah.
jump out at you, and it's like shit, 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 shit. Like
Yeah.
it has
I
that.
mean,
It's so good.
like it would make me jump to the point where like I was playing on PC. It like startled me so much that my hand holding the controller just smacked into the wall because it was just like fuck, like, and it and it kept happening, and I knew it was going to happen, but it still
Yeah,
got me.
there's a couple, especially
And
when you do the B
I
scenario.
both one,
Oh, see technical difficulties.
yeah, that happens. No big deal.
Uh, but especially with the B scenario, there would be moments where they remix everything, and you're like, "This is a safe hallway." Liquor. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, like
Shit.
that's not. It wasn't.
Like that was
Man,
not
those,
supposed to be
the
there.
liquors are the models on the liquors are
Oh, so
just
good.
terrifying. You like stand there and you're like looking at it when it's dead, and you're just like, "Phew, how
Yeah,
did they do this?"
such a good looking game, and
Mm,
it's one of those things where I think the biggest complaint I have about it is that there's just I want more. I wish there was more
right.
of it.
Right. Yeah.
It's probably the biggest compliment you could give a game, really.
Yeah. Like it didn't give me enough.
No, it didn't. And but I mean, Resident Evil 2 is not a very long game. That's why I'm hoping, like you said, we do get 3 and Veronica. Like just do that in this style. It's
Oh yeah.
so
Oh my gosh.
perfect. And then do
Especially
1,
3.
and then do 4.
Yeah, they just yeah.
Just remake all of them. They probably will. They're big into that, Capcom. Big into that.
They are, yeah.
They are.
And they saw the success of this. They saw how much
Oh
sales
yeah.
and revenue. It was just a huge game for them. So
They're
no
gonna.
doubt that we will see that.
Oh, they better. And they're having a big year because we can go right into the Capcom train. Not only do they have a big old Monster Hunter World expansion coming out soon, they
Yeah.
had Devil May Cry 5 this year,
Hmm.
which was. Did you ever get around to playing it a little bit or
No,
no?
no, I
No.
have not. I was just thinking about it this week though that I need to go get it.
It's good. I don't know if it's. I've never been the biggest Devil May Cry 5 person in general. I've always preferred Bayonetta, and I know it's the
Yeah.
same thing I say every time, where it's like, why can't I just dodge? Why can't I just dodge all the time? Because it's so much better in Bayonetta when you can dodge and feel like you're in control of these fights. And I like the
Hmm.
combo system of Bayonetta better, where there's 2 different attack buttons. I think Devil May Cry gets overly convoluted for no reason, really. That
Yeah,
being said, some of the stuff they do, having 3 distinct fighting styles that are all fun, especially
right.
one that is where you're not actively fighting, you're controlling different demons and just doing the kill move on the guys. How did you make that feel so good? It's kind of crazy. And the first half of the game, maybe like the first 13 or so chapters, I really really enjoyed. I think it falls off the end at the end
Mm,
because you're just in the same areas over and over, but
gotcha.
it's so cool. It really is, and it's definitely the best version of the combat to me. But I haven't played 3 in a long time, so I don't
Hmm.
know um, how I'd compare it to that. But it's a ton of fun.
I just want more of that over the top Japanese cinematic
Yes,
gameplay, and it has that, so
yeah,
that's where I'm sold.
yeah, and it's definitely worth it. It's one I've looked at it and said I could play that again. Like that was a
Mm,
really fun experience overall, even if there's some kind of weirdness here and there. That the combat with it and the story, especially, I forgot about that. The story is so good,
Yeah.
so good till the end. It's again
But
the last quarter of that game. I'm just like, fuck. I just played the beginning again. It's better. I don't understand.
uh, that's
Um,
that's disappointing, but
well, I mean,
we'll see. I'll play it.
because I beat it, and then
Mm.
there was some achievement for having a certain amount of orbs that you've collected, and I didn't get it yet. So, oh, I'll just play through the next difficulty and start a new
Right.
game.
Yeah.
And I did. Like, man, I played through like 5 levels. They're awesome. Like, but the last 5 levels were terrible, and the
Oh my
final
God.
boss is awful. Like, it's just,
Ah,
oh my god, I hated it. It's just not fun. But the rest of the game, really
mm.
enjoyed it. And
You really need an ending that you end on that high note. Good area, good final boss.
there was like 3 bosses at the beginning. I'm like, these are more fun than the final boss. I
Hmm.
don't know if I just didn't get it or I didn't want to get it. It just, I don't know. It's weird. You have to
Hopefully.
play it because I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's just not cool. But the rest of the game is phenomenal, and it looks crazy. Like, it's crazy good. It's
Right.
probably one of the best looking games I've ever played,
Mm.
which is a weird thing to say about Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah. I guess so.
And it's got what's his face in it? Kylo Ren. No,
Does?
I don't think it's him, but it just looks like it.
Okay.
It's not
Like,
actually him. Uh, Another
that'd be
game.
quite the crossover. Have Star Wars running around with the
I'm into it.
Kylo Ren as lightsaber. That could, you know what?
I'm into it. He has a cane.
DLC.
Just make the cane saber.
Kate Saber. Oh no.
Anyway, another game that is filled with size is Kingdom Hearts 3, which I played and actually
Mhm.
liked,
Yeah.
and I don't understand how that happened.
I was gonna say because like I played it and it was like
How much did you play of
eh.
it?
I didn't even beat it. I'll admit that. Maybe half of it. I
It's
think.
more than I played, but still.
Oh, okay.
I got to
Well.
Monster Hunter, Monsters Inc.
A Monster Hunter World? That'd be sick.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I got to Monsters Inc. and then it was a red box, but
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's dumb and convoluted for no reason.
That's
But
just the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Just like simple, mindless, whatever. I liked flying around the little spaceship.
Mm,
I liked seeing all the worlds, even if I don't care about Tangled at all. It's still cool to see.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It was a very beautiful game. The graphics were really well done, and the different worlds, seeing all of them, looks really good. The gameplay is pretty basic. It's more of the same. The gummy ship stuff is more open world, which was cool. Like you said, like the gummy ship is fun, and that was a big surprise when I played it. But like I don't know, just there wasn't enough for me like to keep me going. Nothing really compelling like stood out me to go play this to find out this next chapter of the story just didn't happen. I don't know.
hmm. Yeah, I suppose I was more into like the worlds themselves, the individual worlds themselves, and seeing where they would go or what the next one was going to be, especially as someone who doesn't know what the next one's going to be and doesn't like I kind of know where they've been before, but not explicitly
Hmm.
each one and that's it is a fun ride. I don't know if I want to go back and play the other ones necessarily, but
No, definitely not.
I
Oh
think I
God.
will play the rest of this one. And I think I understood the story. Like they give you 20-30 minutes of just nonsense that recap everything. I get it. There's people, they're
Yeah.
bad, and some people are sometimes other people, and their souls. Okay, whatever.
Pretty yeah,
It's
pretty
largely
much.
irrelevant. Like, that's the thing too about the story. It
It
does not
is.
matter.
I mean, I watched like a 2 hour like recap of the story before the game came out, and then at the end of it, I was, why? Why is this all connected?
I don't
Like,
need this.
like you think you have a story, then it's just like, it's just more and more paths that don't matter. Nothing adds up, but somehow it does. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a giant mess.
almost as bad as like the Kingdom Heart or this Legend of Zelda timeline, like trying to figure that
I don't
out.
even try with that Zelda timeline anymore. I've given up. I'm like, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's the thing about the Zelda timeline. They almost
It,
none of
yeah.
them actually connect. So why are we connecting them?
For fun.
For fun. I mean, I guess for fun, but it's not fun for me anymore.
It isn't. I just remember being at a convention and there was a full panel of like group discussion on the Legend of Zelda timeline and like putting it together, and that was just really fun. Be past that, who cares?
Yeah.
Play
I
the games,
I love how
enjoy them.
Breath of the Wild there's people who will complain about that with the timeline. Well, these places are named after games that take place in all the things. I'm like, that's called a reference.
Yeah.
It's not like what are you
It's not like they're not like going crazy like
not
It's Always Sunny, like Pepe Silva. Who's
yes,
Pepe
yeah.
Silva?
Not everything has to mean something. The point
No.
of this kind of hero's journey story is that they could kind of happen in any order. It's just the legend. This is just another tale of the legend. They
Yeah.
don't all need to be the same Link or descendant of this, or there's a wiggle room of like inconsistent narrators, or you know what I mean? It's what I say about Mad Max, where Mad Max
Uh-huh.
is not one person. It's just
Right.
that it's Mad Max. Like it's that person that came in, helped the group and left, and they're just telling the story of Mad Max. And it's all
Yeah.
this kind
And
of
he's not even
legend
like the
person.
main focus of it. He's like the side
Yeah, he's
character.
always the side person, except for the first one, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's always the side person, and none of it really is like he doesn't go and tell stories about himself. He doesn't have this whole history. It's just dude
Mhm.
shows up, and it kind of adds to the legend of kind of a lone wanderer, like archetype more than an actual single person. I like that about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's
I
talk about
agree.
Mad Max.
Yeah. And
The
back to
Mad
the
Max
movies.
cast starts now.
Yeah.
Um,
We
an-
recap the episode, every movie.
every movie I'd rewatch those movies for sure.
Hell yeah.
Another three that came out this year was, can you guess it?
Another three.
Another three. Make my chair squeak.
Don't make your just tell me. I don't know.
It's Crackdown 3.
Oh,
you know it.
right. That
Yeah.
thing existed somewhere.
Yeah, well, I know. Someone had to play it.
It's not going to be me. I could.
You could. You have Game Pass now. You should play it.
Yeah.
You might as well give it
Maybe.
a shot.
All right.
Just to see
So-
if you can do better in the first 20 minutes than the video I showed you.
Oh, challenge accepted for that.
Accepted.
I
I
will do that.
actually beat Crackdown 3, and I liked it a fair amount. Is it
Okay.
going to end up on my top 5 games of the year? No. But it was fun.
Yeah.
It's a good game. It's
Running
not,
around, blowing shit up.
Yeah, it's very much. Do you remember Mercenaries? Those
Yeah.
games? Yeah, it's
Yep.
that basically.
Yeah.
So it's a 2004 game.
Gotcha.
So there's that.
Agents of Mayhem was on Game Pass. I saw that.
You should maybe try that. But I played a couple hours of that. Didn't finish it. Finished Crackdown 3 though.
Oh. Oh. Interesting. Interesting.
I think my chair only squeaks when I'm on a show.
You just don't notice it when you're
Perhaps.
not on a show. You don't want it making that noise on the show.
Okay.
So it's just-
It
yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Here's a game I
know.
know we both played. The Division 2.
I love the Division 2. That's so much fun. It's been a long time since I've gotten really into a games as a service
Sure.
game. And the Division 2 story, the gameplay, and just the world that you're a part of is I've always liked it. I always liked the Division 1, but the Division 2 just took everything from the Division 1 and made it better. They learned from their mistakes, but still kept that like post-apocalyptic, or you know what I mean, like dystopian future, and making it fun, making the gameplay better, and being in a whole new setting with all the DLC and continuous updates, and doing the raids with friends, and running around and joining random people in their missions.
Yeah.
It's a loot heaven. Like Borderlands can suck it. I
Oh
think Divisions
no.
2 loot is better.
Oh no. Have you done the raid?
Yeah,
Is it how is it?
it's hard. Because you do like an 8-player raid and you have like sections of it to do, and it's hard,
Okay.
which is good. It's challenging. This is not something, oh, let's jump in and play it for 20 minutes and we beat it. It's, oh man, we need to learn everything, play like 20 minutes with the same group of, and then work together to complete it. It's very teamwork focused. You can't just all go running and gunning. Division 2's always been kind of like that though, but it's
Sure.
just more of that, and it's tough. It's worth it. Do it. If
All
you
right.
have it, do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you played a lot of it. I played more than I probably normally would, with over 20 hours of it. Really,
Yeah,
really
I would
liked it.
say.
It's, and most of that was by myself, hiding behind cars.
it,
Uh,
it works.
but it's that fun loop of combat that they just have nailed. It
Mm,
doesn't feel like there's constantly enemies in the street. There's just the right amount where
yeah.
you're like, oh, I'll fight those three guys, and it's not 10 seconds later, oh, there's another three guys. It gives you just that little bit of space to catch your breath,
Hmm.
and then there's another one, and it's always fun to fight them. I, the biggest compliment I can give it is it's the first game that had me using all my skills and all my weapons in a given
Oh yeah.
firefight. Like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
that guy's over there. Let me switch that gun and use that. Oh, I'm out of bullets. Switch that real quick. And then that guy's flanking. Throw that. Throw this. Do this. And that's so cool because all these
Yeah.
games, you get these abilities and you use them, right? But not like this. Like, you're using everything, and it's so
Yeah.
cool.
You're waiting for that cooldown to
Yes.
throw your bomb again. Like you can use it
You
and have to use it.
Yeah, you have to use it. The skills are all, for the most part, interesting. They're pretty varied, and
Hmm.
they're integral to your success. The cooldowns aren't crazy long to where you are going to be using them a lot in the fights, depending on the scenario. It's really awesome. I'm kind of making myself want to play it again. Maybe
Good. Yeah.
it's good.
Go
I
for it.
definitely want to go back and play more of it. That game came out right before Sekiro, so that's why I stopped
Yep.
playing it.
Yep. That's right.
Did you ever go back? Because I know you played a little bit of Sekiro. Did you
Hmm.
ever go back and play more of it?
No, but I watched more of it
Okay.
just so I could get like the story and stuff.
And the story's fine. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm not a big story in the Souls games person. I don't
Yeah.
really care about. It's interesting, but I'm not in it. I'm not in it for the lore. But that game, man, I sometimes think of just turning it on and playing more of it.
Mm.
It's one of those things because you know this. I platinumed the game,
Yep.
and then I went back and I started a fresh new save file and played through the game again
Wow.
because that's how good it is. And I just,
Hmm.
it's one of those things. I love having this as a time capsule where I was first talking about it and I didn't really love it that much. I liked it, but it was confusing and it's so different. And I thought it was too hard and all this
Yeah.
nonsense. And then after spending so much time with it and actually learning and kind of paying attention to what it's trying to make you do, like how it's trying to make you play it,
Right.
you get so much better. And it's one of those things like you'll fight a guy like my first time through it, fight a guy like this is stupid. I can't beat. Why did you do so much damage? I can't block this. Whatever, whatever. 40 hours go by. It's on another save file completely. You have the same stats, and you walk up to the guy, and it's just like ping, ping, kill.
Hmm.
Nothing different at all. It's just you know what to do. You know the mechanics. You know what moves they're gonna do and how to counter it. And that knowledge base, like you don't level up. You level up via like, your attack power increases, but
Yeah.
you're
Small
killing
things.
you're killing everything, almost everything in the game with one hit. So it doesn't matter how much your sword does, right? And if you're
Hmm.
killing everything in one hit and you're not supposed to get hit, it doesn't matter that you can increase your HP either. What you're leveling up in this game is your own ability to do it, and it's
Hmm.
such a large amount of just knowledge you get in the game, and it's so cool to go back into it and actively see the results of you training to do it. It's really weird. It's one of those things like if you like to play the piano, you got to practice for 1,000 hours. If I sat down and I try to learn piano for an hour a day, there'd be tangible results, and you get tangible
Yeah.
results like that in a video game is weird, but really, really cool. And I think one of the biggest achievements of the game. I loved it.
Oh, I agree. Because
Yeah.
it transcends just playing the normal game. I go and play in the division. Yeah, I know how to play a third person shooter. I can jump right in. I'm doing it, and I'm doing pretty much that same thing throughout the entire game with some new skills here and there, some new
Yeah.
weapons here and there.
And that's still
But
good.
then, like, you play a game, yeah, you play a game like Sekiro, you don't have the traditional level up system and power up system, but you are gaining the skills and abilities as a player, and you're learning. And like you said, like you go back and I remember fighting that first enemy, trying to figure out like the guard system or the stamina system, whatever. And like I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like this is hard.
Yeah.
And like going back and like, yeah, you're right. Ping, ping, boom, he's dead. It's so satisfying that
It
your own
yes.
personal experience and ability grew as a result of playing the game. And it's just like, that's
It's
so
it's
cool.
so crazy, and it's one of those things like it took me over 20 hours to really figure it out, and I told you this is the big thing. Like I beat the game and I didn't know how to do the Makiri counter correctly. I just
Yeah, that
never
blows my
I
mind.
never figured it out because I kept doing it wrong.
Right.
And once
Yeah.
I figured that out, oh, this is even easier. Now I'm a god. This is so cool. And there'd be these enemies. I remember you found the purple ninja guy.
Hmm.
Uh, the first time you fight one of those guys, and it's completely different from any other fight, and you're just like, fuck, how do I do
Yeah.
this? How do I do
Yeah.
this? And then you come back later. Oh, that's a thrust attack. Let me do this. Let me do that. Block, block. Oh, okay. Yeah, and it's this weird rhythm to it of you actually feel like you're fighting these things and they're fighting
Hmm.
back, and then when you get that kill on them because of your own skill and knowledge, it's so cool. That's such a good game. I'm gonna play it again. Play it again.
Yeah.
Play it again.
Yeah. Like you said, you go back and you weren't really into it at the beginning, but then like I was really into it at the
Yeah.
beginning as a non, and so it's just like it's interesting seeing that contrast.
It's one of those things where I knew it wasn't a bad. I mean, I don't think anyone played the game and was like, "This is bad."
Right.
You might
Right.
not like it, but you don't think I say it's bad. It's not Dark Souls in a lot of ways, and as someone who's played hundreds of hours of those games, like it's just hard to break out of that
Hmm.
style of game. And even Bloodborne is not the same at all. It's just a very
Right.
different. It's a very different thing. They've essentially made a combat game based around blocking and parrying instead of attacking.
Yeah.
Just
It's
so
true.
cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's not a game where you just can go running and swinging. You will die. Same with any Souls game, though.
Sure. Yeah, that's true, but it is very different.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Another game with swords that we both
Shing,
played.
shing.
Can you guess? I'm gonna
What?
make you guess everything.
Did I play another game with swords?
Katana Zero.
Oh yeah, I did play
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I was trying to think of more games I played, and
And
I
this
was
is
like,
the exact game I think I said to you that I'm gonna forget in the end of the year. It's
yeah.
and that's not to say it's bad because it's actually really
No.
good,
Hmm.
but
Yep.
it just came and went, and it was fun. And I remember that ending sequence on the elevator.
Yeah.
That was awesome,
Yep.
but it just okay, just kind of
Yeah.
there. Um,
A really fun little indie game.
yeah,
Great music. Interesting story. Surprisingly, a deeper story than I expected.
yeah.
Like after I beat it, I went into there's a full subreddit for Katana Zero, and they were like dissecting it, and I was like, this is so much more than I thought that
It's really cool.
it had. And then yeah, aside from that like huge difficulty jump, like 3/4 of the way in, it's it's consistent and good, and it's hard and challenging, but the way you die and you just jump right back at the beginning, like they made it work, and it was an interesting mechanic, and I really enjoyed it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And there's supposed to be some
awesome.
DLC for it. It's definitely I'd recommend people play it for sure.
Uh-huh.
I just don't. I know some people really like it. It just didn't. It didn't blow me away as
Sure.
much as something like The Messenger did.
Right.
To kind
Yeah,
of
I would agree with that.
put
I
it
would
with
agree with
something
that.
of a similar style, I guess.
I guess gameplay style it's a little different just
It's
because the
different, but
way
I just need
Messenger is like a traditional
the more indie.
side scroller play. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 Not a lot of indie games this year. I played a lot of indie games from other years this year
Yeah,
that I've
me too.
liked, but not
Yeah.
not anything from this year, unfortunately. Uh, now,
Yeah.
I want to. Oh my god! I had to fix it. Oh my god! So there's a, on my channel I had a little Pikachu, whatever, and it pops up when you
No.
follow. Oh, it doesn't
But
matter.
I believe you.
But it's hidden, and in OBS nothing really goes away. It's all just hiding if you want to turn
Right.
it on. And someone is there just following and hitting the button, so it's just making the sounds in my ear
Oh my
and on the recording. It's great, solid
Who's
work.
doing it?
And I remember because I got the push it song.
Oh no.
I don't know who's doing it. I don't know if they're still doing it. I'm not gonna investigate. Right
Sounds
now.
hilarious. That's quite the
It's
thing to
pretty
do.
great. It's pretty
Whoever's doing it.
Nothing. No, stop. Okay, so I was looking at another game, which would be. This looks illegal. What? What is Joel talking about?
Don't listen to him.
I will not listen to it. Is Days Gone? Do you have any interest in ever playing Days Gone? Just to start this off.
At this point, no.
And okay, fine. But I had to click something else. Who knows what's going on? I really want to go back to Days Gone. I really, really, really want to play it, more of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those games that it's probably too long, and in hindsight, I wish I had. I was trying to beat it in 2 weekends, which wasn't possible for me. I wish I had taken more time to really soak it in. I like the story. I don't think it's written particularly super great, but it's very interesting, and the way it unfolds, I thought was cool, where the narrative threads are all kind of happening at the same time, and they'll kind of weave in and out of each other. I know a lot of people didn't like that. They didn't like driving to whatever his name is, Boozer, and the whole quest is check in on Boozer, and you go to Boozer, and he's like, I don't feel good. Quest completed. And then you leave. I think that's dumb, but it was kind of cool where the game just, nah, that's the quest, man. You just gotta check in on Boozer. It's a little goofy that it pops up and gives you experience points for it, but
Eh?
yeah, I realized doing that. Oh, he's not doing too good. Okay, I get it, figured it out. But I liked the combat. I liked looting everything, all the little side quest stuff. I actually felt there's not a ton of stuff going on at any given moment, so there might only be 3 quests you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked having that minimal things to choose from. There wasn't, oh, I can help that guy or that guy or that guy. It was, there's 3 things. I'm going to do this one, and then that's nearby that one, so I'll do that one, and then another one will appear, and I just kind of have this little circle. And
You didn't 20 million quests filling up your screen.
yeah, it's kind of smaller, and there's still a ton of stuff to do. A very long game. I really like the plot. I think the best thing I said about the plot was this is several seasons of a show. The way it is built out is not, oh, I gotta save so-and-so, and then you prepare to save so-and-so, and then you save them. Like, this is arcs for characters, and I think about a third of the way through the game, there's a major reveal that happens. And I was like, okay, I feel kind of cheated by this, but the game's not ending, and there's a lot more left. I want to see where this goes. I'm in to see exactly where this all ends up at, because it's very interesting, and it has a lot. There's so many zombie fictions that just focus on the group or like one aspect of the zombies, and this really felt like here is the science people doing and they're hiding away somewhere, and then here's the army, and here's people just living on the farm trying to make do, and it kind of encompassed a lot of aspects of it, and because of how story focused it is, went into it more than I feel like a lot of other things do, and I really liked it, and I liked how goofy some of it is.
So,
What?
as someone who main focus in a video game or main ideal in a video game is a story, and like I can push the gameplay aside. I don't really care on it like super exciting gameplay, but
Mm-hmm.
if it has a very interesting story, like you're saying, should I play it just for the story?
There's a lot of the gameplay you're gonna have to do.
Well, right, I get that, but like, I'll, how do I want to say that?
No, I think I know what you're saying, but I there's a lot of
I
story.
just love just play a game for the.
I don't know. I don't know. I would
Okay.
say Redbox it, because it's definitely, you could be fine with it, or
Uh-huh.
it could be kind of obnoxious and you're not really into
Okay.
it. I mean, but I know you like the Fallout kind
Yeah.
of driving into an area and then looting around it kind of
Yeah,
loop.
exploring and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, if you're not doing story missions, that's what you're doing. There's not
Gotcha.
a ton. There's not a ton of other stuff going on besides that. I lost my train of thought because Joel's in the chat, and the stream is so broken. I'm sure it's 10 hours behind. So
Oh, really?
thanks, Joel. Let me know when you hear this, Joel. That'll test it. But I think it's a really good game. It's one of my favorite games of the year so far, for sure. I think I have my list. Oh, I didn't put them in order, so
Mm.
they're just lists. Uh, but I would definitely put it up there with not like Resident Evil 2 levels, but certainly right below that. I don't know what else would
Well,
be.
okay.
I don't know what would be above it, to be honest. Um, I don't know what would be above it. Certainly not Rage 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if I want to talk about Rage 2. It's a fun game. It's Doom in an open world, but that's not as interesting as you'd expect.
Yep.
And I can't say I'm disappointed, but I can't say I'm happy about it either.
Okay.
Okay,
Just content.
just content with it. What else do we have? I played Yoshi's Crafted World, which I think is really cool. It's too
Yeah.
long, but it's really cool. And
What?
it's way too long.
Weird.
It's like a good 10 levels too long. Like, I get it. I get
I
it.
feel like a game like that, I would want it to be a little bit longer because I can see that one being very short, and that you'd be like, I want a little more out of it. I guess if you paid the full 60 for it, but
If you paid the full, yeah, because I gameflied the game. But
Mhm.
if you paid the full 60,
Woo.
there's a lot of value there. Certainly, there's a lot
Good.
of hidden things to collect.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say,
Costumes to get.
yeah, costumes, which are really cool. The reason why I say it's too long is that the difficulty's so low that it ramps up so slowly over time, and it just kind of
Mm.
feels like, oh, this is the space level, or this is the farm level, and all right, okay. And it was one of those games where I couldn't play more than an hour in a given sitting. I'm not. I gotta do something else. This is
Weird.
not interesting enough to keep me going. Some of the more interesting
But
levels.
interesting enough that you want to come back to it eventually.
Sure, yeah, I wanted to keep
Yeah.
seeing it, and I wanted to play the levels at the end. There's 3 or so unlockable levels
Oh.
that are the tough platforming levels, and those are really cool. And then there are only 3 of them, so yay! And those are actually really hard if you want to get everything. If you want to collect
Right.
everything in those levels, oh my god. No, thank you. I will just beat them and say I beat them, and that'll be it. That's enough for me. And then,
That's what I've always appreciated with like some of those Nintendo games with like Yoshi and Kirby
mhm.
is that, for the casual player that just wants to get through and collect some things, no problem. But then you have like a hardcore player that wants to collect everything. The challenge is there, and that's really nice that they
They have
appeal
a
to both
lot.
groups with that.
Yeah, if you just want one game and want to collect stuff, there's a ton of shit everywhere
Mm.
in that game, and go back through the world, and the guy will be like, I want to find me 7 cows, and you got to go back to the level and shoot 7 cows with the eggs, and that makes him
Yeah.
happy or whatever. And there's one of those for every level, I think. There's just a
Wow.
lot of stuff. I never did any of them because I didn't care, but uh, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on. And it certainly has more content than the Kirby game that came out on Switch, and I would say is overall a much better game than that
Hmm.
Kirby game. So, yay!
Yay, indeed.
It's definitely one of those things I'm gonna forget came out this year, because it does not feel like a 2019 game. Yoshi, womp womp. Is there
Womp womp.
anything you made a short little list? What else did you play that we have not covered?
Yeah, as far as like 2019 games go, I think we hit all of them.
It's been a good year, but kind of a slow. I feel like it kicked off really well, and the last 3 months have been not a lot going on.
Yeah, it's definitely died down a lot. It's this lull right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Got some Mario Maker coming out, got some Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but I mean, what Control is coming out, I think
Control,
soon.
Fire Emblem is coming
Fire
out.
Emblem.
It's kind of hit and miss. There's a couple games I want to play, more indie-y stuff like A Plague Tale: Innocence. I want to play.
Hmm. Yeah.
Heard good things about that. I don't know. It's kind of fun to play things on Game Pass. There's a bunch of new games like Void Bastards I played,
Hmm.
which was
The Outer Wilds.
the Outer Wilds, which is really cool. But I stopped playing that. Um, it's too obtuse. I don't have time for this.
Gosh.
Time for this shit.
Oh man.
I'm getting tired of roguelikes too.
Yeah.
I just don't like starting over and not having something. I'd rather play a 5 hour good game than play a 20-hour thing I have to restart every 30 minutes.
I agree. I
Um,
agree. But I've never been a roguelike person, so
yeah, I don't know. I've
I'm
never
just a
found.
human-like person.
I can't think of a. I'm sure there has been a roguelike I've kind of liked, but I can't
Mm.
think of it. I can't think. I know Risk of Rain 2, Joel and I really liked, but I don't consider that a roguelike. It feels more just like a Left 4 Dead campaign that doesn't end
Oh my gosh.
until you
All
die,
right.
and then you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
do
yeah.
it again. That's a little different. Um, which is also a game that kind of came out this year. It's still in early access, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Way more fun than I would think.
Good. Good, good, good.
Good, 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 good. Well, we can look at real quick the games yet to have come out. You mentioned Control, which I know I also really want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening, Code Vein.
Oh yeah, that's September.
Yeah.
Finally, Code
Yeah.
Vein, man. It's gonna be a good year, but it is very much that bleh year.
Yeah. Yeah, as we mentioned before, like with E3, it's right before
The next cycle.
the next generation, so it's like
Let's
not much going on.
It's totally true. It is unfortunate that there's just nothing. It's
I'm okay
cool
with
stuff.
it. I
It's
can
cool
catch
stuff.
up with other games.
That's true, and I've really enjoyed the week I had. I think it was last week or sometime where I just went through Game Pass, download
Mhm.
that, download that, download that. Download.
Just kept
I'm
playing
gonna
them.
I'm gonna play this for an hour. I played that Supermarket Shriek game where it's you and a goat in a
And
shopping cart.
yeah, yeah.
That was a fun hour and a half I had. I'll never play it again, but that was fun. Same
Good.
with like Void Bastards, where
Uh-huh.
that was fun. I actually played maybe like 5 hours of that game, because it's a roguelike, but you keep a lot of stuff,
Right.
so it's more just the character dies, but all your stuff you've accumulated stays. Okay,
Well, that's good.
I can
That's
get
good.
behind this a little more. And there's like a skill sheet crafting thing, so you'll collect stuff and then I'm gonna craft that and craft that, and then the next person will automatically have that because you've already done it.
Mm,
So that's cool.
interesting.
And I like its art style. I don't know if you, it's the one that looks just
Yeah,
like a
which
comic
one
book.
it is.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not gonna play any more of that. Outer Wilds was cool as a space fly whatever. There's this weird alien race that you're kind of figuring out what they had done before and determining what they were doing there and why they all died off, and that's really cool. But it just there's a lot to unpack and figure out that I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Sure.
But
I want to do that. I'm definitely going to play that soon.
you might as well play it. It's just cool to see planets and go to them and be like, what the fuck's going on here? And then you start, it has that whole Groundhog's Day thing where the sun will explode in the middle and you have to figure out how to get there. Oh my God. I'll spoil something. So I found this one research station there, and you have to look at the text and it translates it, and then you read it, right? So I'm translating this text, and they're talking about using black holes to travel and make warps, to make like wormholes.
Yeah,
and they're talking about it, and they're saying, well, it's weird. We sent this through, and it actually it came back. It arrived before you said you sent it. And I'm all, this shit's awesome. I know I have, because at the very beginning of the game, you're staring up at space and something launches. And, that's intentional. I want to go there. I want to see what's launching. And if there's a warp I can get through that I can find and somehow trigger, and now I'm going backwards in that loop to find a way to do something else, that sounds awesome. It's just so obtuse, and I can't figure out where to go. It's There's a lot going on, but I think for people who really get into it, it's super cool. It's just, I kind of want to be a little more relaxed when I play a game. I don't feel like having a chart out and like taking notes right now. I'm not into it.
Okay.
But it's really cool. It's really cool.
I mean, that description alone sold me on it. I think I'm just going to go play it right now.
It was really, man, when I stumbled upon that, because it's deep. Like, you'll be deep in these planets, just going into ruins. And there's this one planet where it's like a little base thing, and then the planet, and the base is shooting sand onto the planet. And so if you're going to the other planet and you're going into its caverns, they're slowly filling with sand. And you have to figure out how to get through them, and then you'll find stuff on the other side that, oh, now I found a secret entrance because I didn't know it was there, hiding behind the rocks, and okay, I can get there and get before the sand. I can get there, and then what if I go to the other planet before the sand leaves it? And there's a lot going on. It's just there's a lot going on. Like, I can't keep it all track in my mind, but it's pretty cool. It's worth just playing for a couple hours just to see it and to see kind of its mystery. Like the first time you accidentally go somewhere you should not go, and it's just, oh shit, what is this? I didn't expect that to happen. It's pretty wild. No pun.
Outer Wild.
No pun.
You did
It's
it.
pretty cool.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I might look up a guide and then play more of it just to see the rest of it, because it's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. Well, that'll do it for the hot and sweaty short show. I gotta fix all the technical difficulties. I have to see if that person's still subscribing to me, causing an infinite loop of follows. Some asshole.
I went to your channel. I didn't see anyone there.
They're just hitting the button. They did it at least 3 times.
That's so weird.
I had to turn it off. Let me see if it's still going. I'll let you know.
It's such an odd experience.
Hold on, please hold. I just took the period after www.out.
Well, that fucked up. I'm holding.
It's gonna work. Hold on. No, they stopped doing it. Doesn't matter.
Holding. It's probably Joel.
It probably was Joel. They stopped doing it though. I don't know why. Whatever
Joel.
that was. I think it was
odd.
forced inept or something. I don't know. I didn't get an email, so they just hit it a bunch of times and ran away. Nice troll. But I don't understand what that means because I'm not streaming on that channel. So what is even happening?
I don't know.
Anyway, next week will be something. Oh, Mario Maker 2 is next week. We'll talk about that for 20 hours.
Yes.
Yes. Are you getting that game?
late for 20. So
Think so. Watching you. Didn't you want to play online? God, I hate multiplayer.
I
in
actually
this
won't. I actually won't be here. I'll be gone over the weekend. So.
game. Worst.
I should be back Sunday night though.
The worst. Play some Mario Maker at least.
I won't be able to
Ugh.
because I leave Friday after work, and so I'll be
Okay.
gone until Sunday night. I forgot.
Fine. All right. That's the show. Every Sunday. Yes. 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Twitch.tv/TheGameFanatics. If you want to follow my other channel and interrupt everything, go right ahead.
Yeah,
Jerks.
and watch Ben play some special Mario Maker 2 streams.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to do a lot of Mario Maker 2. It's happening.
It'll be good stuff.
Sucks I can't do it after work since I get home so late. No one wants to watch a 3 a.m. Mario Maker stream. I guess it could be for Europe.
I'll watch at 3 a.m.
Yeah, well, you should go to bed.
No.
Yes.
I'm a European.
Mamma mia.
That's
not right? That's not right? Oh.